Gun Freak Nation. I'm the president, TElectrik, and what I want to know is, are you ready? Are you ready? 2024 has started off even more crazier than last year, than 2023. Every day I'm seeing, I'm hearing about these savages out here just wanting wild, wanting rampant, just wanting rampant, and just it's like it's no law. It's lawless out here. And I want to know, first and foremost, are you ready? The violence is so out of control. I saw the saddest, thing on the news that happened here in my city, in Detroit. And I actually mentioned this on I mentioned this on a live that I did. 11-year-old kid, 11-year-old boy shot during a drive-by. And initially, we was thinking, okay, that's unfortunate, man. It's devastating, to lose a kid in a drive-by. He got hit by a stray round. That's what I initially thought. Well, upon, getting the updates, he was the intended target. An 11-year-old kid was the intended target, and the suspect, y'all ain't gonna believe this, 13-year-old kid. Now, how many of y'all that's my age remember back in the day when we was, 11 years old, 12, 13 years old, man, all we did was just play. And if we did get into a fight, it was just a regular fight. You either ran or you lose. And you go home, and that's it. That's it. These days, these times that we living in, everybody want to resolve their disputes, their differences, their arguments. They want to resolve it with gunplay, violence. And it's just so, messed up, man. Home invasion happening over here. Home invasion, happening over on this side of town. Another home invasion happening over there. It's like, wow. Like, I really do sometimes feel like we are just being besieged by these no good savages. That mean it's that mean it's no good. I don't have the answer. I really don't have the answer to the senseless violence. I know what the answer is to these home invasions, how they can be stopped and how you can prevent it. Get you that Funky Town sender. For those who are new to the channel and don't know what Funky Town tool mean, a Funky Town sender tool mean, that's a gun. That's the only tool that's going to give you a fighting chance against these demonic savages. That's the only tool. But most importantly, you got to be mentally prepared up here. This is your number one weapon right here. A weaponized mind. If you ain't got it up here and if you're not ready to defend yourself mentally up here, you can have all the guns in the world. And it ain't gonna save you. These savages have gotten so bad. I mean, like I say, it's like a city, like Gotham City. It's like we are being besieged or something. You know, I'm not telling nobody wrong when I say you need to go out and arm yourself. And I'm not telling nobody wrong that if you do come across one of these idiots out in the street, if you have a chance to have some type of some form of recourse, get out of that situation, because it is just not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth you losing your life, losing your freedom. It's not worth you taking a life over some nonsense. It doesn't make you a coward if you be the bigger person and walk away. It don't mean that you're a coward. It just means that you're intelligent, that you ain't, no savage, that you not so easy to try to settle something so stupid, so dumb with a gun, and then later regret it while you're sitting in jail, in prison, or in the cemetery, But yeah, it's, even though it's cold outside, it feels like 30 below zero here in the D right now. Wind chill factors. Man, it's cold. But you want to know something even more colder? You want to know something even more colder? Even more cold-hearted? It ain't slowed them savages down not one bit. Not one bit. They just getting started. They just getting warmed up. And all this stuff happening, this is happening in winter. All right? So you can only imagine what summer going, man, listen. Get armed. That's all I can say. And don't just get armed for the sake of getting armed. You got to train with it, practice with it, train with it. I know a lot of people don't like guns, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. The only chance you're gonna have, if you be able to defend yourself and fight back with the same tools that they coming in with. They using them for evil purposes, all right? You're utilizing them for righteous purposes. I think it's righteous for a person to want to be alive, to not want to be a victim, to not be at the mercy of a savage where you begging and pleading somebody to spare your life, where you ain't got to endure watching somebody get assaulted. It just makes me ponder, man, like, I just see things. I don't see things getting better, I really don't. It just seems like it's getting worse, and I just want to let y'all know that I love y'all, man, and I appreciate the fact that a lot of the Gun Freak Nation members have been reaching out and, sending me, emails with links to what's going on. So it ain't just in, obviously it ain't just here in Michigan or Detroit. All the email that I get, and thank you, Brother William, it's happening all over. Even in the suburbs. And I don't told y'all about that one. Just because you in a nice neighborhood, nice neighborhoods, good neighborhoods don't equate to safe neighborhoods. There are no more safe neighborhoods. And that's how a lot of people get caught, off guard because they get in a they be out in the suburbs, so they in the suburbs in a nice, good looking neighborhood, and they tend to let their guard down. Well, you need to be, keeping your head on a swivel and you the same how you get guarded when you in the hood and you looking around and observing everything because you in a high crime area. You got to be that same way out there. Because guess what? These savages are smart. They know it's money out there. They know it's well-to-do people out there. So guess who they gonna target? Listen. Y'all mean so much to me. Never in a million years would I have thought that this platform, this channel that I build would touch so many people, and so many people, my message would resonate with so many people, man. I grew up around violence all my life. I've seen it. I've seen people get took out for little or nothing, just stupidity. You got to be smart. You got to know that everybody out there is not you, and their mind ain't wired the same as you. And some people will take your life so fast and won't think twice about it. Those are people that's just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous than the savages, because they're not thinking rational. Okay? They're not thinking rational. They're thinking, they basing their actions off of their emotions. And when they lose it, when they get to that point of anger, it shuts their brain off and it's just a reaction. Boom! And they don't shot you. Just like that. Those type of people is more dangerous than a damn savage. Okay? So when y'all out there in the world, be careful. If you run into them type of people, get out of that situation if you can. Get out of that situation if you can. But if your life is threatened and you got your concealed carry, I'm going to put it to you like this. If you feel like your life is in imminent danger and you feel like deadly force is being forced upon you, if you see them with their gun and they pulling for it and you got yours, you better pull it and you better use it. Because at that point, once they produce that firearm, that's a deadly weapon, and your life is indeed in danger. And you got to make it back home to your family. Man, I love y'all so much. A special shout out to all of the members. Special shout out to all of the people who have donated. Hey, man, Gunfreak Nation, listen, y'all stay armed. Stay responsible with your firearms. Stay righteous. And be ready to send that damn these savages to Funky Town. I love y'all, Gunfreak Nation. Salute.